Hello everyone. Today we are going to discuss topic 3 of the ecology part. So the topic 3 is physical and social environment. Physical and social environment as factors of crop distribution and as factors of crop distribution and production. So this is the topic 3 of the ecology part which we are going to deal today. So what are physical factors? That influence crop distribution and production. So first we will deal with physical factors, then we will go to social factors. So first of all there is climate, which has huge influence in crop production. Climate like season, altitude, rainfall, wind, etc. These are the climatic factors. Then we have got soil. The kind of soil determines which crop we need to produce, as the crop production is highly dependent on the type of soil. And then it's topography. It also determines the type of crop we need to produce. So these are the common factors, we all know it, common physical factors. Moving on to social factors now. It is visible. Social factors. So which social factors determines crop distribution and production? First of all, and very important, land tenancy. This includes all forms of tenancy and ownership of land. If the farmer is having its own ownership, then he decides which kind of crop to produce. If he is not having his ownership, then the owner decides which type of crop to produce. So it is the major factor. Then we have got labor availability. Without labor we can't produce any crop. And then third, we can write religion. Yes, religion influences the production in very varied ways. First of all, many religions have some taboos. In many parts of the world, religion determines which crop to be produced as per their need. All major religion, every major religion, when you get into deep of or you learn about it, they're having some taboos. For example, you can use Khasis and Losais tribes. These tribes have a taboo with milk products. So they do not dairy, they do not use any milk product, they do not use animals for milk production. And we all know that Muslims taboo piggery, whereas piggery is highly beneficial for tribes are very much influenced with piggery. They use piggery. And same you can write 6 prohibit tobacco cultivation. So this is how religion affects. So I think these are enough. 3-4 social factors. You will write 3-4 physical factors, and you can elaborate it as per you. And keep making notes. I am telling every time in every lecture that notes are very important. The notes you will have at the end of the course will be the Brahmastra for your preparation. Without notes, it will be very difficult. And you can keep watching this video again and again for revision if you like. So this was the major physical and social factors. And there are many other factors also. Factors of crop production. Factors of crop production. For this, for crop growth, for growth of crop, two major factors are very important. First of all, internal factor, then external factor. Internal factor is genetic or hereditary factor. And external factors, there will be all know climate, soil factors, physiographic, socio-economic, etc. as we discussed earlier. So we'll look into it in brief. Keep making notes. So what are, first we'll look into internal factors. That is genetic or hereditary factors. How they influence crop production or crop growth. First of all, high yielding ability. Early maturity. Then you can write resistance to disease, salinity, drought, waterlogging, etc. Insect and pest you can also write it here. Then there is chemical composition of grains. Example, oil content, protein content, etc. is also influence. Then you can write quality of grains. Are they fine grains? Are they coarse grains? What's going to jowar, majra, fine grains, rice, wheat. Quality of straw. Sweetness, is the straw sweet, is the straw juicy. These factors come into mind when you grow crop for animal fodder. So these are some common internal factors or genetic factors that are related to genetic makeup of the crop. You can elaborate it as per you. Then there is external factors. So in external factors or environmental factors, whatever you want to say, at first comes climate. There is data as per some reports that 50% of crop yield is influenced by climate. Without favorable climate, you will not be able to produce any crop. So in climate, there first of all comes precipitation or rainfall. We use crop as per it. Suppose we are planting rubber or rice, so these need high rainfall. Hence you see rubber production in Western Ghats because these areas are of high rainfall. So after precipitation, we have got temperature, or you can in precipitation also. In dry land we grow crops that require less water like millets, sorghum. And then there is temperature. Around 15 to 40 degrees Celsius is at optimum temperature for most of the crops, most of the agricultural plants. They influence highly, temperature is highly influences leaf production, expansion of flowering, diffusion of gases, etc. Expansion of flowering, diffusion of gases. Then after temperature, we can write atmospheric humidity. Atmospheric humidity. I think most crops favor 40 to 60% of atmospheric humidity. Above 80%, only few crops can perform well. Very few crops. Because at high humidity, there are huge chances of pest and disease incidents. You make notes like this, and when you revise, when the questions come, you will write in these types of points. You will fetch 100% guaranteed good marks. Sorry. Then you can write solar radiation. Solar radiation very important for photosynthesis. It also influences photoperiodism. We have got long day plants. For long day plants example, we can write barley, oats. We have got short day plants, for example rice, sunflower. We have got day neutral plants such as tomato, maize. There is also a phenomenon of phototropism that we can see in sunflower. That is movement towards light. So this you can write in solar radiation. You can write 1-2 more climatic factors, like you can write wind velocity, because moving wind supplies the crops moisture, heat, CO2, etc. I think the most common speed which suits most of the crops is 4 to 6 km per hour. Strong winds can cause soil erosion, pest and disease incidents, as they can bring pest and diseases from other parts or other areas. They can increase evaporation, which can lead to decreasing soil moisture. So 4 to 6 km is optimum wind velocity. Then you can also use atmospheric gases, carbon or CO2, very useful for photosynthesis. O2 is involved in respiration and is major macronutrient. So you can write these points, very common points. I think this much will be enough for the climatic factors. Then we have got soil factors or edaphic factors. Edaphic factors or soil factors. For example, what? First of all, there is soil moisture. When we go to soil moisture, the clay soil is highest in soil moisture. Clay soil contains high soil moisture, whereas sandy soil contains low soil moisture. Then we have got soil air. It is important for absorption by roots. Without soil, the absorption by roots will not be optimum. O2 helps in germination. Then soil minerals. As you know, soil minerals are source of plant nutrition. Example, you can write nitrogen, calcium, magnesium, Mn, Fe, K, etc. These are the common soil minerals which needed. Then that is soil organic matter. Supplies major nutrients to crop. The organic matter also improves soil texture, its water holding capacity, microbial activity, etc. So these are some edaphic factors or soil factors. We can add a few more like soil organism, soil pH. Okay, I'm adding it. Soil organism like rhizobium and aspergillium, which helps in nitrogen fixation. Then they also help in decomposition. Then we have hot soil pH, 5 to 8 for most of crops. In low pH, what happens, there is FeLAl, it's high content, which is injurious to plant. There is FeNal toxicity. In high pH there is acidity, we all know. So these are major soil or edaphic factors. Moving on, we have got biotic factors. Example, plants which compete to our crops. They're both competitive and complementary in nature. Then we have got animals. Example, soil fauna, which highly influences crop, that is protozoa, nematode, help in decomposition. Then we have got insects, which are harmful pest, and also insects are useful in pollination. Very good. So these are major biotic factors. Moving on, we have got physiographic factors. That is topography, altitude. As increase in altitude will decrease temperature, increase wind speed, and increase precipitation or rainfall. What is steepness? In steep conditions there is a high runoff of rainwater, leads to soil erosion. Exposure to light and wind. Poor exposure may result in poor yield. Poor exposure, poor yield. I hope you understand these things. For any doubts, just comment below. I will like to solve it as early as possible. So these are common physiographic factors, we have discussed it earlier. Then we have got socioeconomic factors. Like choice of crops for food or for fodder. If we are growing crops for fodder, we will look into the quality of straw. If we are growing for food, we will look into quality of grains, availability of breeding varieties like disease resistance, pest resistance, etc. If we have got available good varieties, we are going to use those varieties. Economic condition of farmer, that is small farmers, marginal farmers, good for large farmers, medium farmers. Small and marginal farmers are not able to produce as much of crops because they lack resources for production. In small farmers are defined as farmers having less than 2 hectares of land. Those are small and marginal farmers. So these are major socio-economic factors we've discussed. And now there was question which we are going to discuss now: impacts of socio-economic factors on agriculture. Socio-economic factors, agriculture. So in brief, we have just discussed right now, but we are going to discuss in detail how to approach this question. So major socio-economic, land, cropping pattern and farm management is dependent on type of land. The type of land you will have, the type of cropping pattern you will use, you will manage your farm accordingly. Then there is size of land holding, as we have discussed just that small farmers have high risk compared to big farmers. And in India, 80% of farmers in India are small and marginal, hence they face high risk. Then we have got operation efficiency. Small land holdings make farm operations or machine operations very difficult. Then we have got availability of labor. This also decides kind of management and kind of crop you grow. Then most important, there is capital. What is capital? That is money. In economic terms, you use capital. Why we need capitals? To buy seeds, fertilizers, irrigation, fuel, pesticides, machinery, etc. For this all we need capitals. Moving on, one most important factor, mechanization of equipments. Are our equipments mechanized or not? If we have got physical equipments, it will take more time. Mechanized equipments make operations very easy. We can do in quick interval of time with more precision and more efficiency of resources. Then there is transportation facilities. Less transportation facility changes cropping pattern into food grains from vegetables and fruits. High transportation facility will help us to transport our vegetable and fruits, which varies faster to the markets fastly. But we have not got good transportation facilities, good roads. Then we need to stick to grains. Then there is marketing facilities available. This is the most important factor for growing any crop to farmer, because if a market is needing rice, if the price of rice is good in market, the farmers will grow it. Certainly 100% they will grow it. If the market is towards vegetables, they will grow it. So it decides which type of crop farmers will grow. Then we have government policies. Proper policies of government can lead to risk management in price fluctuations. I got MSP. Farmers tend to grow those crops that are good covered nicely in MSP, example rice, wheat, etc. And subsidies provided by government also influences crop production. Then, as we have discussed earlier, religion and region. Some religion find taboo to cultivate some certain crops. Example, Sikhs find it taboo to grow tobacco, or Muslims find it taboo for piggery. So these are the some of socio-economic factors. I think we have discussed 19 factors, and if we will write nicely, elaborately in point wise these factors in exam, we were going to fetch very high marks. And now moving on, there was one more question asked, which I think we need to discuss here. Measures to meet major food challenges in agri and food security for stabilizing crop yields. Measures to meet challenges in agri and food security for stabilizing crop yields? This was asked previously, so we are going to see it briefly. So what are the major measures? First of all, crop diversification, very important. We need to diversify our cropping patterns because sticking to only rice and wheat is hampering production as they both consume same type of nutrients. So we need to diversify our production, and we also need to educate our farmers. Education among farmers, proper training among them, proper extension among them. We need to tackle climate change as it is hampering our agriculture majorly, and we know 50%, as previous data we know 50% of agriculture production is dependent directly on climate. We need to do integrated water management, we need to do integrated nutrient management, use of environmental friendly nutrients, example compost, manure, farmyard manures, instead of using chemical fertilizers. We need improved variety of crops to enhance our production. Moving on to more points, we need improved technology to use our resources efficiently, to do agriculture precisely with high production. Awareness on population growth. You as more as the population, as much production we need to feed our population. So we need to control our population. We need to stabilize our production to enhance or to fight food security. And then we need to focus on small farmers' need because they are at high risk. Small farmers need more focus on agriculture research and education. Motivate students to take agriculture not as option as studies, although they will it will also help if you take optional agriculture optional. You will get to know about agriculture, you will educate more farmers. If you are not clearing UPSC, you are having agriculture optional, you can get into many agriculture sectors. You can give extension services to farmers, and financial help is also needed to farmers through loans, insurance, etc. And more focus on sustainable methods because we need these resources for agriculture available for our future generations. So we need to focus majorly on sustainable methods. So I think that's enough. If you discuss or write this way, you will get good marks in this question. And I think that's all for today's topic. Thank you. Please do like and subscribe, and for any queries just comment. Thank you. Have a nice day.